Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good day. I just got off work, and I'll probably upload this later when I wake up. But I was watching a couple videos. I seen that Trump was given a sermon by I think it's Catholic, by a pastor or something, and this lady lit him up subconsciously. And him and JD Vance was making a bunch of like faces and looking discomforted, but she was basically telling him to love everybody and love immigrants and love, the weak people and people who are poor and need help. And so, as usual, when I finally do get back into the media sphere, I'm seeing him and different people are removing a bunch of programs and removing a bunch of healthcare parameters and whatnot. But the most interesting thing that I saw recently is that I believe 18 states are following him now with this ending birthright citizenship. And that's pretty funny to me because I'm gonna explain why real quick. So the pastor who I was just talking about that was talking to Trump, or Deacon, whatever she is, when she was talking and telling him to protect the immigrants and people and the weak and the refugees, his wife and JD Vance's wife are both immigrants. His kids in the back behind him, I believe, are half immigrant. I don't know exactly what's going on, but and I know JD Vance's kids, right? He had kids with this woman, so they're half immigrant, or however it works. So, ending birthright citizenship. Trump's grandfather came here back in the day. He came here, and I can do a little research. I've actually got my second phone now and my Wi-Fi, so I'm gonna look something up real quick. When did Trump's father come here from Germany? Right? So let me look this up real quick and show you all something. And the reason why this is interesting is because it's gonna tie into something. When did Trump's grandfather come to America? To America. Born and raised in Kallstadt, Germany, and what was then the Kingdom of Bavaria, Trump immigrated to the United States in 1885. In 1891, he began speculating in real estate, right? Now watch this. When was Trump's father born? When was Trump's father born? Fred Trump, October 11th, 1905. So they came to America and had a kid, right? So technically, Trump's father, if he does this, was never a citizen. Not only is Trump's father not a citizen, neither is Trump. I'm just explaining to you all the literal stupidity. Both the president and the vice president have immigrant wives. Not only that, if he ends birthright citizenship, technically he's not a citizen. Elon Musk is not a citizen technically. Dude came into America and did a whole bunch of shit. He admitted to this. I'm not the type of guy that gets on here and just sells y'all some dope, so to speak. This dude admitted to this. He's like, oh, this program's easy. We get drunk every night and blah, 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 and we're using it. It's a whole interview. I saw that and I'm like, bro, why are they doing this to themselves? And so, the funny part is, it'd be funny if Trump finally signed this executive order, right? And he signed this order and the system, like 24 hours goes by and the system sends in like a whole bunch of feds and agents and everybody around him has like this cranky look, almost like an episode of South Park or The Simpsons or something, some weird stuff. And then, or Rick and Morty mind simulation shit, M. Night Shyamalan. But anyways, that'd be funny as shit if he wakes up the next morning and like they like open his door and he's like, what are y'all doing here? And they're like, sir, did you sign an executive order removing birthright citizenship yesterday? And he's like, yeah, so what of it? Going after immigrants? He's like, we are. Hands behind your back, and they take him to some detention center with his wife and shit, and He like is in there and his lawyer and his money don't mean nothing. He already programmed America to hate immigrants. So now that he's an immigrant again, he's like, somebody help me, please. What's happening? And they're like, fuck you, Emmy. We don't like you. It's just like how the world works. It's so funny, you know what I mean? So, I don't know the future, but if people truly knew that information, Trump is the son of a birthright citizen father who had a immigrant father. Trump's grandfather is an immigrant. His wife is an immigrant. JD Vance's wife is an immigrant. Elon Musk, who said white people wasn't smart. The thing about, like, I don't know what countries these people are from, but I'm from America. If you're from America, you've seen certain shows like Dennis the Menace and Home Alone and different shows. You hear about things like dudes getting so mad at their parents that they sit in the garage for a while. Like, the reason I'm bringing that up is because when people say that other groups of people aren't smart, I just sit back and go, oh my God, why are they doing this to themselves? Because you guys don't understand how many people exist. You guys, like, I see white people, I see Caucasian Americans do it all the time. They'll say some stupid shit about another culture, and then they get doxxed and canceled. It's like, y'all don't realize who y'all true fans are. The same people y'all think y'all hate are the ones making y'all, like rappers. A lot of rappers get rich because of white people. But did you know a lot of white entertainers, white everything, get rich because of people of color? We spend money, right? They always be like, oh, black people spend money there. Why do you think they build all these stores in these African American communities? They could have built them anywhere, right? So people do it to themselves a lot of times, man. And I'm just telling y'all that we should start building humanity up and stop trying to destroy each other, because I see y'all doing certain things that are extremely counterproductive. And I just really wish people would wake up and knock it off. Like, JD Vance, during that little sermon, looked over at his wife when she started talking about helping the immigrants and the LGBTQ, and the wife didn't give him no attention. I think I like her for certain reasons. She's never shilled. I haven't seen her shill yet. She's spoken in her accent and didn't do that, well, welcome to Texas bullshit. She seemed legit. She seemed like she don't fuck around. She seems like, when I see her now, like what Melania's been doing, or whatever her name is, she's like cold against him. Like, I don't got time for this shit. I didn't know you was like this. You was cultural when I met you. Now you talk, these people are fake. They're actors. They're taking these roles on to get famous and rich. And like Trump, I told y'all he's a businessman. I'm selling coins and towels and Bibles. This dude just sent an interview to his, because I think some of this stuff is funny. An interviewer asked him about Spain, which is a European country. Trump was like, you don't have to worry about Spain for long. Don't you know about BRICS? They're a BRICS nation, and they're about to get crumbled. And they're a BRICS nation? Holy, this is y'all commander-in-chief, man. Y'all, holy God. So like I said, that'd be funny if he signed an executive order ending birthright and then he lost his citizenship. Super hilarious, man. He's like an Eric Cartman in real time. Like, good fucking God. So I hope y'all can start to figure it out. In my other video, I was talking about Bible metaphors and different stuff like that. And somebody was calling him like King Saul. And I kind of felt that, I keep talking about these other nations in history, and I got a whole lot to deal with right here. I got enough problems. This dude's over here trying to, I got my stand hat on. This dude's over here trying to harm innocent people and remove health care. And I don't even know. I thought something else I thought was funny. A lot of times, I told y'all, people troll online. So if you work in healthcare and if you work in different areas of different factions of the job market, and you work around people that are kind of like disabled, then there's a place out here, I'm not going to say the company name, but a lot of people work for them. Well, when they get paid, they get like $40, $50 a month. And whatever facility or whatever institution or state thing that they are being held by get the rest of the money. So Pritzker was signing something to where people not only are not just getting minimum wage anymore, but helping a whole spectrum of people, and to help people with disabilities. I saw people getting on there like, if you up their pay, you're going to mess us up and blah, blah, blah. Like, first of all, the only person that will honestly get messed up is nobody. Because what people fail to realize in supply and demand as if we were making more money, we would spend more money with the corporations. So it wouldn't just like people are thinking, you're gonna pay more money and the money's gonna disappear. No, you give us more money and we buy more shit. So like people are just hiking the price of shit, right? And they're like, that's how we make more money. No. You people accumulate more wealth and they buy more of the shit, and then you make more of the wealth and everybody's comfortable. Paying a disabled person $40 a month so they can pay the rest of their bills is fucked up. I couldn't believe it when I started to hear some of this shit. So, and the people that are against paying them normal wages, at least $500 a month, at least. What the fuck? What happens? Shirley Lefty Demi. It's like, God, I can't argue with y'all. Y'all are psychotic sometimes. There's some psychotic liberals that do certain things, but we try to check them. Y'all on the right, dude. Y'all need to figure it out. Real, it's not just right, I guess. It's humanity. Y'all act crazy sometimes, and I really wish y'all would wake up and stop shrilling for psycho billionaires, because they're not doing it because they're getting poor. They can pay all their employees more money and still be billionaires. The amount of money that Apple and all these other tech companies have is fucking ridiculous. Even these food service companies, billions. Do you know how much $1 billion fucking dollars is? To gross 40 billion in 1 year? That's fucking crazy. While people are making minimum wage, prisoners are making less than minimum wage, and disabled people making $40 a month. That's worse than slavery. So I know it's paying their bills and allocating it in places, but still only 40. That's fucking crazy. Y'all wonder why people steal, man. Like y'all saying, be like, criminals, lock your shit up. You have to lock it up because you're hoarding it to certain people, and then other people are poor as fuck. $1 billion, $1 trillion companies with $1 billion stained glass buildings while all these tents are on the street. What? And people are mad at this pastor for telling them to take care of the weak? Get out of here with that shit. That's called a people who have a problem with helping the innocent, you're a sociopath. You believe in some capitalistic billionaire society where if everybody did the right thing, it'd be perfect, and it wouldn't. You're comfortable where you're at with your income, so you think anything that changes, the billionaires are going to punish you. That's called a Stockholm syndrome. Y'all are victims of being paid just enough, and they love these hierarchies. They like the homeless. They like disabled people being down and low. Whenever I see an African American person with money and that are paid start to complain at certain businesses, I can see it on the Caucasian Americans' faces sometimes. The stuff they want to call them, and then you blackies, you're not oppressed no more. Look what I have to deal with. I'm the new slave. Y'all are psychos because you have no idea what they deal with, and they're not the new Richies. We got bills and shit too. I can see it. Even people like out in the public. Like if you're at a restaurant and an African American's complaining, and I can see it in the faces of other people around them. But you know what happens to a lot of immigrants and people that come here? They fuck around and find out. So there's a lady named Amy Chan, I believe her name is, or Amy something. Amy Chen. And she's given a lot of truths about the African American community and some of the stuff that's been going on. So I just wanted to put y'all on game on certain things. I'm sorry about the lighting. I prefer it this way anyway. I don't like it really bright, because it's like, what am I doing? But I like it bright enough to where I can read and see. My mom's got this thing where she'll, don't read in the dark. Don't do nothing in the dark. It's like, okay, all right. And when I say the dark, I don't mean like, because I can't obviously see in the dark to where I can do certain things. But what I'm saying is like dim to where you're straining your eyes. You got to be careful. And make sure you guys are incorporating carrots and peas and different fruits and vegetables in your diets. I also often have to remember this. And be careful with soda. I had to get a large bottle of water the other day because I was drinking too much soda, and it's like, ugh. So stay beautiful, stay humble. In terms of, I usually like to say this in videos, I am who I am, you are who you are, I am that which is, you are that which is, if you are. Live your lives in awareness behind the stone, in a sense to where you aren't hit by the fires, if that metaphor makes sense. The fires are things out here that can harm you, and the stone is the protection, almost like a metaphorical common sense, a metaphorical lingering spirit or idea or an awareness that keeps me, you, us protected, the real spirit of that which I am. You know what I mean? So uh, a lot of times people are taking things literally, because even atheists, they're attacking Christians and stuff for their literalization. But atheists are no different. They're literalizing it. They're saying sky dating it, and it's like more of a spiritual thing. You have to feel it. You have to understand it. Sometimes I'm so thankful that I want to thank something. I want to give reverence to something, like thank you for everything. Do I know what I'm thanking? Thankfulness there. Maybe I'm thanking me, the part of me that has to actually work hard, while my conscience go, dude, where's my car? Great day for fishing, ain't it? You know what I mean? So there's a greater awareness, a greater sense to us all. And in us is the image of that which I am. And when I am made known through character and behavior and uh, friendship and love and awareness and understanding and acceptance, then the world can heal, because the world is an inanimate object, just like all the things on my table. Well, when you get more scientific, maybe it's not, like atomic molecules and whatnot. Anyways, the point is, uh, I am a form of energy that feels things, and so are you all. And so I believe, to the best of my ability. And so I told a friend recently, a lot of things I believe we do are self-inflicted, because we take on, there's that book, The Four Agreements. It's really repetitive in many parts, but I believe repetitiveness creates a cycle to where we can break old habits. And so that's why books are good sometimes, to reprogram ourselves with new writing, new ideas. But that's where that awareness comes in. Not everything is for who I am. And so while I can complain a lot about certain things, you know, that's for me in my life. You know what I mean? So I just try to the best of my ability to navigate, and that's what I believe everybody else should do. We should be more kind to others. We should open up to others and treat them more fairly. You know what I mean? Even if for a moment, you know what I mean? And then we can go back to being introverts and doing whatever. And I believe an introvert would understand the idea of God, because whenever I say God, I'm just saying who I am, or I am. Not, do not look at my flesh blood when I say that. You all too. If you're aware and you're getting upset with what I'm saying, you too. You have feelings, you have emotions. I'm trying to help you understand and see these things. And so when I talk about spirits, so I like to bring this up a lot, I'm just simply talking about the collective consciousness or idea of a thing, like a cell phone or a cat or a lighter or this hat I'm wearing. They each have their own, they're each a tool for me to use, not the cat. I mean, I can still say that he's like something I use for friendship and love and compassion, but at the same time, he's not a tool. Different things that are used to help me navigate and live. And, you know, I don't want to be creating a fire every time I need to use fire. So I am a mage in a sense, or one could say I am science endowed in a technological field society. I am scientifically endowed in a technological society. Sorry. I am sorry. And so just being more aware of the things we say, the things we say on the inside, the things we feel. Sometimes awareness can make for a perfect day. Awareness can be painful sometimes, but there's a balance. It's not always going to be pain. And if it is, I'm sorry. Um, I am with thee. I am healing thee. I am health for thee. And I am with thee. You are who you are. You are the anointed one. You are the healer. I am the healer. I am healing. I am gracious. I am not a gracious pig. Sus, Jesus. I am gracious. You are gracious. Ye Hanan, Yohanan, ye Hanan. So, stay beautiful, because I am who I am, but ye are gracious. How about that? Oh, I forgot to bring this up. Also, interesting point. Disclaimer: cigarettes can be very dangerous, and I don't advocate that anybody that don't smoke them start smoking them. I was watching an interview where this African man was interviewing this Caucasian woman, and she had a scully on, a mask, the whole thing, because I guess she didn't want her identity known. And they were talking about Denisovans, Neanderthals, and Homo sapiens. Actually, they were talking about Asiatic DNA, but I don't think they used the word Denisovan or any of the other groups. I think it's called haplio groups or something like that. But they raised an interesting point. Um, the closest thing to Homo sapien DNA was African DNA. There are living Africans that have been alive around today for over 200,000 years, 300,000 years. And the last evolution of human DNA, I believe, to the current connection to the current DNA was 1 million to 2 million years ago. So there was different species of humans. The Homo sapien is what we are today. Now, the reason why this is important is because Asiatic groups, which can be tied back to African DNA, have Denisovan DNA, a lot of Denisovan DNA. But Neanderthals have and Denisovans have been extinct now. And so a lot of European Caucasians and Asian people have Neanderthal and Denisovan DNA. The reason why that's important is because if you take Darwin into consideration, that would mean almost all humans in this form have mixed into Homo sapien DNA, which means that I'm bringing that up because of survival of the fittest. That would mean that the grandfather or the group of current human DNA is African DNA. And the reason why most people, like Europeans, still have 2 to 5% Neanderthal DNA is because they mixed into the Homo sapien group of humans. And so that just ties into another thing talking about the genetics and the strengths of African DNA. So I'm not trying to create what's it called, elitism and what they call nationalism and all that. But in a real current event of things, I was talking to a buddy about this. We are the Saiyans, so to speak. And I find it interesting that Japanese culture imitated so many things, but changed the character's skin color white. If you look at Vegeta's hair, I got a buddy named AC, and I used to joke with him about this. If you look at my hair, it's curly and it goes all out, kind of like Goku, and how his is spiked out. And my buddy AC, his hair was more like Vegeta's hair. He had long hair, and sometimes he had it in a ponytail. And if you put it straight up, it'd be like Vegeta's. And so I thought about that. And if you take the P out of sapien, you get Saiyan. I was like, holy fuck, we're the Saiyans. If you look at a lot of the writings of ancient scientists and philosophers, they say that I'm not saying anybody's more superior, but they say that our genetic group is superior. We can survive in the sun and the cold. And if you look at a lot of sports and events and things like that, we are like strong and stuff like that. And we lead in a lot of social norms and things like that. And so I thought that was really interesting too. So, a lot of the things people hate and try to destroy, a lot of that comes from envy and jealousy. Because if you pay attention to how envy and jealousy works and how things can change over time, I'm seeing things called cuckolds now on different websites where they're having a black guy come in and service like the wife. I don't mean to say certain things on camera, but what I'm saying is the way life folds on itself, you're looking at a situation where Africans and African American men are almost seen not as dominant, but if you listen to like our voices, they're deeper and they expect us. If we do anything feminine, they're like gay. We don't have the chance to have a multi-type personality. We're seen as hard and men. And so I just think that's interesting. Growing up, they always try to make it seem like the black man was weak, but in actuality, we have a lot of strong traits. And it just reminds me all the time of how like Frieza called the Saiyans monkeys and stuff. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, that's weird. And if you look at a lot of culture and art, it's depicted on real things. Like I talked about the Indian gods and the Hindu gods, they were all black back in the day. And the Egyptian gods. And the structures all have fuller, bigger lips and noses and stuff in the statues, even the ones they found in South America. And so I think what happened is humans did branch off really a long, long time ago, like really long ago. You're looking at millions of years ago. And then what ended up happening, there was wars and stuff, and a lot of different things happened. And what ends up coming from that is you look at the dominant group, the Homo sapien. And so a lot of people that are talking about they don't have any African DNA, they're lying and they're messing with genetics and they're not telling the truth about stuff. Because in actuality, almost most of your DNA will come from an ancient African group. And so how would you have a lot of people have up to 10 to 11% African DNA, but only 2 to 3% Neanderthal DNA? That doesn't make sense. Then that would mean you have a lot of Asiatic DNA and they're not telling the truth and they're just putting Europe on DNA tests. And so I just find it interesting. I think Africans went out and started becoming Asiatic. That if you look at the stories of Jacob, a red man, that would make a lot of sense. And then you go further into history where people venture out further and they find European peoples or Vikings, or they call them barbarians in Greek and Roman writings. And that's when you're looking at a lot of people that mix together. And so people say that people bring up Mesopotamia a lot. Oh, it was cultural and mixed, and there was a lot of people. That's not true. It wouldn't have been until around the 7th century when Muhammad was taking back over, and before that, around 300-400, when they were instituting Christianity and going up north into the Europeans' lands, Roman missionaries and whatnot. So true history is interesting, and I see why they're trying to hide it. They were trying to make it seem like Caucasians was the elite race and the master race. And what they found was Africans are the birthplace. A lot of African and Asiatic people are the ones that invented things, actual things. And what happened was in a segment of things, the Homo sapien DNA became supreme. And we all are Homo sapiens now. And so hate can take you on a misleading journey if you're not careful. And what you truly find out is you're not weak. You're actually amazing. So I'm continue. I'm gonna go ahead and get some sleep today, and I just wanted to put that out there. And I'll probably upload these when I wake up. So have a beautiful day and stay amazing, everybody. Stay loving and accepting and open, and you never know what you'll find.
I mean, his hair is kind of that color, right?
Shall I send a pillar of fire, my lord?
No, not yet. They don't even have Google yet, so. Who doesn't have Google yet?
My lord, the humans seem to have created a depiction.
Michael, yeah, let me, hey, son, remember the humans?
You mean the ones I literally died for like a week ago?
Yeah, same batch, but it's been a few hundred years, their time, and remember how forgetful they are, that we were like, follow these commandments, and they were like, no, but give us bread and unlimited women, and we were like, no, you rascals.
And then they made a golden cow and you were going to destroy them all, yeah.
But I didn't. You remember? I had compassion and understanding. Things like that.
Dad, where are you going with this?
So they drew you a picture.
Oh, they did. That's pretty cool. It's nice to be appreciated,
And I think they did their best.
Well, let me see.
Okay. But no pillars of fire, okay?
Dad, that's your thing, not mine. Who is this white man?
It's you.
I'm sending another flood.
No. Hey, we said we wouldn't do that again.
Then pillar of fire. What is this?
Hey, no pillars of fire until Revelation, except mini ones in California until the 21st century. You know that.
They didn't even get my crow pattern right. It says what I look like in the book.
Yeah, but that's in Revelation, and not many people make it to the end, to be honest.
I thought you said it was the most popular book they had.
Oh yeah, everyone has it, but they don't read it.
Aren't you supposed to be the angry one?
I mean, they didn't turn me into a white man.
Yeah, I'm pulling up.
No, you can't. See? This is what the enemy wants. He's trying to get under your skin.
All right, fine. But when I hear that trumpet, I'm going off.
Hey, you finna go crazy.